I guess 7:01.
Call the Lancaster Village Board meeting to order for November 10th, 2025. Stand for the pledge of flag led by Fire Chief Kukoc.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In an unlikely event of a fire or other emergency, you'll be asked to leave the room down the stairs and out the front or rear of the building. Will the clerk treasurer please call the roll?
Mayor Schroeder,
Here.
Trustee Malone Schaefer,
Here.
Trustee Michaely,
Here.
Trustee Miller,
Here.
Trustee O'Brien.
Here. The minutes of the meeting dated October 27th.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien to approve, second by trustee Michaely. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Abstract of audited vouchers, please.
I'd like to make a motion that the treasurer be authorized to pay from the vouchers all the claims against the general, sewer, trust, capital, equipment reserve, community development, and special repair reserve funds for the period from October 28, 2025 to November 10, 2025. Further, that the report of the Finance Committee be accepted from the abstract of the audited vouchers, and that all claims were paid against the general fund in the amount of $168,525.96, sewer fund in the amount of $31,240.61, trust fund in the amount of $2,681.37 for the period, or I'm sorry, totaling $202,447 $94 for the period from October 15, 2025 to October 27, 2025.
A motion by trustee Miller,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien to accept. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Listed correspondence, we have 4 pieces this evening. First from the Town of Lancaster Building Department, providing a report of building permit applications, open complaints, inspections, and expired permits that were filed for properties within the Village of Lancaster from October 16, 2025 to October 30th, 2025.
Motion to receive and file?
We have a motion to receive and file by trustee O'Brien,
Second?
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Second piece of correspondence is from Kimberly A. Minkle, Executive Director for the Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority, requesting assistance with helping to keep bus stops and shelters in the Village of Lancaster clear of snow and to provide a path from the sidewalk to the street during the winter season. So we spoke to Superintendent Cisco, and he will have crews taking a look and making sure those areas are clear. Motion to receive and file.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien, second by trustee Malone Schaefer. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Third piece of correspondence is from Tammy Malone Schaefer, providing a special events application for the Village of Lancaster Light Up Lancaster event on Friday, November 28th, 2025.
I'd like to make a motion to approve with the stipulation also of a map to be included to the building inspector's office.
We have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer to approve with a stipulation to provide maps to the building department.
Second.
We have a second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Correspondence from Tammy Malone Schaefer, providing a special events application for the Village of Lancaster Last Night Lancaster event on Wednesday, December 31st, 2025.
I'd like to make a motion to place it in special events committee.
We have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer to place that in special events committee.
Second.
Second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. And we have one listed resolution this evening, authorizing myself as mayor to sign and approve a memorandum of agreement with the Western New York Stormwater Coalition for the 5-year period from January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2030.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee Miller,
Second.
second by trustee Michaely. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. We also have a authorization here, or I'm looking for authorization for myself as mayor to sign an agreement with the Rotary Club to hang their decorations as approved by Village Attorney Herzig.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. All right, this is the portion of the meeting that is usually reserved for audience participation. If there's any members of the audience who wish to address the village board, we ask that they step up and speak into the microphone, give their name and address for the record. Are there any persons wishing to address the village board? Seeing none, we're going to move right into committee reports, and we'll begin with finance and claims.
As the mayor mentioned in the work session, we rescinded the referendum vote for LoSAP that was scheduled for December. At this point, there is no vote scheduled for LoSAP. We will be revisiting it in January to potentially schedule a vote for March. Just wanted to
Okay?
make that clear. And that's it.
Anything else under finance and claims?
Nope.
Now we'll go to Public Works. Chairman Mikely, please.
Thank you. As mentioned in the work session, this is the time of year where we have both snow and leaves on the ground. So we will continue with leaf pickup, just because it snowed once so far doesn't mean there's no more leaf pickup. But just asking everybody to please put your leaves at the curb, not in the street. That's it for now.
Okay. Public safety. The only thing I have is we have started to receive the contracts and from legislator Frank Tadaro, who graciously got us a $40,000 appropriament for a handicapped and ADA sidewalk behind the town hall leading into the Clark Street parking lot. So that is under way, and hopefully we'll be able to get that built and up and running by June or so, but that'll be to the legal rigmarole. Other than that, I have nothing else. Building lights and codes, Chairman Mikely.
I would like to set a public hearing for November 24th to amend Chapter 89, amusement arcades. Should we do it at 7:15? 7:10, Mike? Does it make a difference? You have to say? Let's say 7:10.
Okay.
Make that motion?
Second?
A motion by trustee Mikely, second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you. Secondly, we had discussed in the past the building condition assessment report proposals that we've received. We received 5 proposals. The committee met, I think, last week or the week before and narrowed it down to a short list of 3. We'll be meeting again, interviewing the candidates on November 19th at 2 o'clock. And then one other thing is we do need to, we need to address signage regulations for the mixed-use district in the village. And this has been an ongoing process. We've recently, with quite a few people, we've got CPL back involved. I'm trying to set up a meeting within the next 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, with quite a few different people between Art and Matt, Historic Commission and Planning, the mayor, to figure out exactly where we are and what we need to do next on that. So that's something that within the next few weeks, we'll have more updates. And that's all I have.
Okay, anything for Chairman Mikely? Now we'll go to Human Resources, Chairman Malone Schaefer.
Human Resources, the only thing that I have there, we're still in the interview process. We're working on that, and I anticipate candidates for the part-time labor position will be appointed soon. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Okay, anything for Chairman Malone Schaefer? If not, we'll go to community events. Chairman Malone Schaefer.
Community events, I would like to make a motion to approve, starting with the annual fire truck parade. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
A motion by trustee Schaefer to approve the annual fire truck parade, and that'll be on November 29th, and I believe it starts at 6 p.m.
Correct.
Second.
And second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Second application that's in to approve this evening is the night sponsored by Lily Bell Mead, the Krampus night on December 6th. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer to approve the Krampus Night application. We have a second.
Second?
Second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
That's all that I have.
Okay, economic development, I have no report this evening. Sewer, Chairman Mikely.
Thank you. This isn't actually a sewer thing, but it's worth mentioning. The Erie County Water Authority has been doing some, you've probably all got things in the mail, lead test surveying, and they sent us a list. They will be doing what's called vacuum excavation next to, at some properties, and basically checking, trying to see if pipes are lead. And they'll be doing it now, somewhere time between now and the end of the year. So if you see someone at the street with a large, what is essentially a large vacuum, it'll be right next to the water box, or the curb box. That's probably what they're doing. And the streets they'll be doing it on are Cambria, Camden, Port, Cowing, Harvey, Irwinwood, Laverick, Linden, Norris, Parkview, Robert Drive, and Sawyer. Work hasn't, I'm sorry, it's more than that, 6th Avenue, Wilma Drive, and Woodlawn. Work hasn't been done yet, and they will need permits to do this, and I don't think they've applied for permits yet, but that's something that will probably be going on in the next few weeks. That's it.
Great. Chairman O'Brien?
A couple months ago, and then we talked about it a bit last meeting too, in regards to Firefighters Park and the lighting there. There was some question about the lack of color-changing lights. And talking it over with the chief and with Mike, it appears that the color-changing lights weren't actually part of the design that was approved. So currently, the way that it is built right now with non-color changing lights is what was approved. So at this point, there's not really anything to chase on it. So I would like to consider that project closed out. However, I do want to keep my eyes open for opportunities to look for funding to replace the lights we have there now with something a bit more dramatic like we had in mind initially for that park. So if the board is okay with it, I'd like to remove it from my committee for now. Sure. But we can revisit it once we find funding for that. The comprehensive plan update is reached its final draft form, and the consulting firm is asked to present the plan to the board. So to facilitate that, I would like to schedule that presentation for the November 24th work session at 6:30 p.m. They've asked for about 15 minutes to present the presentation and 15 to 20 minutes for Q&A afterwards. So my motion is to schedule that meeting.
Well, it's not an additional meeting, so it's at the 6 o'clock meeting?
It's at 6:30 because we have the auditors presenting at 6.
Okay.
So I don't know, I made a motion to do, I don't know if that has to be, yeah. Okay.
No, you're fine. Anything else?
Oh, yeah, lots more. So I provided each of the board members copies of the current design draft for the Pocket Park next to this building. I'd ask you all to take a look at it. I was asked to provide feedback on it and recommendations by next Monday. If you look at the packet I passed out, there are some various features where there's different options that we can include. What I would just ask is if you have a strong opinion on any particular option, let me know, and we can look into it. I've also provided copies of the design to the fire department, to the planning commission, and to historic preservation. They were very interested in what kind of materials and look it would have, since seeing how this is a historic building, they want to preserve that character in the village. So I'm meeting with historic preservation on Wednesday at their regular monthly meeting. Additionally, in the packet is the budget for this design. So the construction item subtotal on this is about $30,000 over what the grant had remaining after the engineering costs. But I think if you look at the design that is being proposed, it's transformative. It takes this this kind of dingy alley and makes it into a place that you want to hang out in, and that was the goal of this project, is to take a place that's not used and turning it into a space that you want to stay in, and also move through to discover the parking in the back of the building, which people still forget about. So just take a look at it, and if you could provide feedback by Friday, so I could get that to Labella by Monday afternoon or even Monday. I'd appreciate that, and if you have any questions, please reach out. It's a fun project. It's exciting to work with them on this, and I hope we can keep this moving along. A couple more things. I met with the NFTA 2 weeks ago to discuss the mobility hub that's part of the TAP grant to resurface and redesign Central Avenue. It was a really good meeting. They were very open to installing a bus shelter there, so folks that are parked in the hub can then hop on the bus. And I learned about, there's a very active community of bus riders of Bus 69, which is the Express. They're a very tight-knit group. They kind of have their own identity, which I think is awesome. Kind of makes me want to ride the bus into Buffalo in the morning at some point, just to meet these people. We talked about some other project possibilities too, including other areas for bus shelters and a bus bench program they're working on. Some more to come on that, but I took their feedback and provided it to the engineers on this project. So I'll be kind of acting as liaison between the NFTA and DiGiordato, the engineers, as we work through this. Additionally, our CDBG application was submitted last week. Up next, we should be hearing about the scheduled date and time for the site visit, where the scoring committee will come out to the village, to the fire hall in West Drollard, and kind of hear about the plan, about the idea for the splash pad, kind of see where it's going to be, and hopefully, we make a good impression and can move on to the next phase in that. Just a bit of bookkeeping on the grants list here. There's a New York State cybersecurity grant that we were looking at in the past. We've actually fulfilled all the goals we wanted for that grant, just based on the upgrades we made over the last few years. So I would like to take that out of my committee, seeing how it's not something we'll be pursuing. And finally, we have a call, the mayor, Mike, and I, as well as representatives of Cheektowaga and Depew, have a call on Thursday to discuss the Heritage Trail Extension Project. The town planners in Cheektowaga are interested in relooking at this project that was started under Monica Wallace. So we're going to sit down with them, learn what they have in mind, learn more about the project, and try to figure out how the Village of Lancaster can fit into that. And that is it for grants.
Gavin, is this in our package, or besides just here, is it in?
I gave that to you. Yeah, it was, yeah, we didn't get this until late this afternoon. That's why you didn't, that's why it wasn't in the packet. Yeah. If you want digital copies, I can send those to
Yeah, would
you.
you? Was that-
Yep.
Okay, all set?
Yeah.
Thank you. Tech and Marketing, Chairman Miller.
Nothing to report today.
All right, thank you. Climate Smart, Chairman O'Brien.
Thank you. I do have one small thing. I saw in the Lancaster Bee Herd some nice compliments about all the tree plantings we've been doing in the village, which I appreciate. We've been doing a ton. Wayne's guys are out there, spring and fall, planting hundreds, literally hundreds of trees in our village. And the person was very excited about the trees in their neighborhood. They had some comments about the size of the trees, and I just want to address that. We're limited by grant funding as to what size of trees we can get. We want to make sure we're getting the most for our money, so we can't plant too big of trees because then we couldn't plant enough. So I think the size of the trees they just kind of fit within our goals as a village as far as tree planting. There's also requests in the post or phone call, I'm not sure how those are created, be heard, to add more maple trees. So a few years ago, the village did kind of a tree assessment. We went and cataloged all the village-owned trees, and we learned during that process that we have an overabundance of maple trees in the village, to the point that we lack biodiversity. And what happens when you lack biodiversity is when you have a pestilence, when you have a bug come in that attacks a certain species of tree, it decimates your urban forest. So we actually have in our code certain tree species that we can plant. And maple is not one of them, because we just have an overabundance of maple trees. So just wanted to address that. It's us being good caretakers of the trees that we have and the urban forest that we're trying to continue building. That's why we're not planting more maples. That's it.
Okay, very good. We'll go to department heads, beginning with Superintendent of Public Works.
Just to start off with the Lake Avenue project, just that it will be closed on Wednesday for part of the day, just to make sure that the sewer project is being done. Hopefully they'll be done in 4 to 6 hours. The tree is now up, so we have the tree up. We'll be decorating it gradually, so we're still getting some ornaments and stuff for that. Pretty much everything else, the snowflakes, the manger are all set up, so they're all ready to go. All the planters are in. We left a couple benches out, and we also left a few extra garbage cans out that we're going to try to leave out if we can. If it becomes too heavy of snow, we're going to have to take them away too, because we hit them too many times and they get damaged and they're very expensive, and I'd rather just bring them back to the shop. And that's pretty much all I have.
Okay, anything for the superintendent? Clerk Treasurer Stegmeyer?
Thank you. Again, just a reminder, the audit presentation at the next work session at 6 PM on November 24th. And sewer bills and newsletters should be going out probably beginning of next week, based on the current timeline.
Okay.
Do they send you a copy, Mike, beforehand of their presentation? Do they,
Sometimes I might get it that day. It's usually just that summary presentation, like 10 pages or so. I can ask them if they have anything, or possibly if they have the draft financials ready. I can get that out ahead of time.
Okay, anything for the clerk? Code enforcement?
I have one question, and then one item I didn't bring up during the work session. The public hearing for the draft comp plan, was that scheduled then?
No, this isn't the public hearing, this is the presentation. It was scheduled for, 6:30 at the next meeting
It is
during the work
scheduled?
session, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. The public hearing
It's
portion,
vital
yeah.
For scheduling purposes, that we get this thing out and
Yep.
into the public for their comment for adoption.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And then I did not mention during the work session this Friday, I'm going to be attending the Housing Summit in East Aurora for some housing opportunities. There's some grant funding opportunities, there's some census data. If you haven't done so, and if you have the opportunity, might not be a bad idea for anybody at the village level to attend as well. I know that we've got some housing demands here that we could meet. There's a good opportunity to help satisfy that. Yeah. But it's Friday between 9 and 12 on, let's see, what is it, Olean Road in East Aurora, 730 Olean Road. If you need the link, I can provide it. Hopefully they have a couple spaces left.
Anything for Matt? Not, Chief Kukaleka.
The department answered 43 calls in October, so that puts us at 335 year-to-date through the month. So we're on pace for a little over 400, which is down from last year. 3,200 training hours for the year so far, and 80 drills have been conducted by the department. We'll be at the village tree lighting on the 28th, as well as the fire truck parade on the 29th, and the fireworks on the 31st. That's all I have.
Okay, anything for the chief? Thanks, Chief. Police Department?
And I have it that will be providing the police presence, if you will, and checks as needed for the tree lighting and the parade coming up, and also the New Year's Eve event.
Very good. Thank you so much. And I mentioned to the board earlier that we're going to be, we were chosen as a site for a demonstration from Flock Cameras and their drone equipment, and that'll be here on November the 19th. And I'll have a demonstration. They're going to use the roof of the building, and this is some pretty good new technology, and all helps law enforcement and other agencies, and so we're glad to assist. Attorney Hertz?
nothing significant.
Okay, and the only thing that I thought we'll need authorization to having signed a holiday decoration use agreement between the Lancaster Depew Rotary Club and the Village of Lancaster, New York. And we'll just need a motion to do that.
We did that already.
Did we?
Yep.
Yeah, push
With
it.
an
Did we?
unlisted resolution, I believe.
Unlisted,
Yeah.
all done, and we'll just take care of it. If not, if there's no other business to come before the board this evening, I would ask that we would stand in a moment of silence for former village justice Ann Detzler, who had served the village. I think she had a total of 3 terms, Art, or was it 4?
Yes.
3 terms, and she was on the bench for quite some time, and she passed away recently. And also Joyce Stencil, who is the wife of former Fire Chief Paul Stencil. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
What's